Hey guys, Budget Girl here, and I am starting a new series today on my channel where I am going to talk about books that talk about money, because I'm a huge reader. I don't know if you ever noticed the absolute excess of books that I have in my apartment, but I love to read, and because I want to become wealthy and pay off debt, one of the things that I choose to read is books about money, because Dave says, you know, if you want to become rich, do what rich people do. And so today I am talking about The Automatic Millionaire by David Bach. Now, David Bach is a financial coach, and he is responsible for, or he says he's responsible for the latte factor that we've all heard of, that if you just give up your latte, Starbucks latte a day, then you can become rich. And, you know, the Starbucks are costing. Now, of course, he addresses that in this book, too, so don't give up on him yet. This book is part of the Finish Rich book series by him. I hope you guys can see this. And back to me. He's also written books called Smart Women Finish Rich and Smart Couples Finish Rich. I have not read those yet, but I have read this one. Now, The Automatic Millionaire is, he kind of anecdotally leads with a couple that he was financial coaching that they were in their 40s and they wanted to retire within like the next year or two. Now, this couple had never made more than $55,000 a year in their lives. She was a beautician. He was like a mid-level manager of a company, and David was sitting there with the couple, you know, kind of telling them to slow their roll a second, because he didn't think that this couple, who were just sitting there and looked pretty normal, could retire in just a couple of years. And when he started looking at their numbers and how much they had saved and how much they had in their retirement, he realized that they could, and they were going to retire in a couple of years, and they were going to be very wealthy for the rest of their lives. So the financial coach asked the couple, "What's your secret?" And they responded, they save automatically. Now, I don't know if all of this is specifically true, but it is a story that sticks in your brain. This couple apparently, since, you know, before they even got, or when they got married, they started saving a percentage of their income pre-tax for retirement, and they started saving this, and they set it all up so it was done automatically. So they didn't have to think about it, and they didn't have to utilize their willpower to make sure that they saved. And that's his theory here, is that if you set up all of your payments for your house, for your student loans, for your retirement, for savings automatically, then you can't lose, because it's not determinant upon your willpower. And he says he's had clients who, you know, after setting up investment plans with them, said, you know, we'll just mail in the checks every month, and only one out of, I think he said like 200 did that for longer than 6 months. You know, something comes up, you have to, not taking action is always easier than taking action. So of course, if you're automatically doing something, it's easier to keep automatically doing it than it is to take action and stop it. Same thing, if you're doing something, it's easier to stop doing it than it is to keep doing it. So he recommends, and he says it doesn't matter if you are in debt up to your absolute eyeballs, start saving for your retirement now, even if it's just 1% of your income, and do it automatically. And that's where he and Dave Ramsey seem to whoop, because if you follow Dave's plan like I do, he says to halt retirement savings while you're trying to get out of debt. It doesn't matter if you have a company match. It doesn't matter if anything. Don't save for retirement while you are trying to get out of debt. Bach says no. Start saving now. Immediately. Pronto. Now. So that is one of the things that just I personally have not done on Dave's plan. I'm terrified, and I feel bad, but just total honesty with you guys, I didn't stop my company match. I contribute 6% of my income to my retirement. My company matches 3%. I haven't been willing to give it up. Also, because I'm on a longer debt journey, that's a couple of years, you know, up to 5 years, where I wouldn't have that. And I just feel in my head, and, you know, feeling versus numbers but yeah, that, 9% of my $26,000 income isn't going to make a huge dent in my debt, but it could make a huge dent over the long run invested. So anyway, we're talking about Book, not me. But that's where I started listening to him, because there are options out there. And, Dave may not be 100% right. Bach may not be 100% right. But that's why I read, because I want to know as many options as there are available to me. So Bach recommends doing that immediately. I mean, he says a couple of times, pay down your debt. Don't, get into more debt, or else you're not going to have any money to save with. But he says to save for retirement and for anything else automatically, even if you have to pay the banks to do it for you. And this was published in 2004 when automatic drafts weren't quite as common. So, one thing that I wasn't quite on board with is later in the book, and he does give a lot of resources that are now kind of outdated, but I'm sure some of them are still around to invest with, and mortgages and stuff like that. But, and just to kind of learn more about money. But like, he still calls now Capital One 360 ING, which actually didn't happen that long ago. But you have to, 2004, 10 years ago. But some of the advice still holds. The 30-year mortgage is something he recommends, though. And if you're a Dave Ramsey follower, Dave does not ever recommend a 30-year mortgage. He says a 15-year mortgage will always be paid off in 15 years. Bach says that doesn't really matter, as long as you will pay it off ahead of time if you do it automatically. And he says that you should lock in lower interest rates on 30-year loans and then pay it off ahead of time by scheduling auto drafts twice a month. Instead of paying your mortgage once a month, pay it twice a month out of your account, and then just automatically, as the weeks go by, you'll end up paying a couple of extra payments each year. I don't know if I agree with it or not. I also don't really have to think about it, because I'm a renter and I have no inclinations to buy a house anytime soon. But it's a theory worth looking at, I suppose. I think it's worth a read. I give it 3 out of 4 little penny pigs, Budget Girl penny pigs, and it's, it has some interesting information in here. Automatically doing stuff. It's a simple concept, but I'm kind of rambling. Anyway, I also wanted to congratulate a couple of YouTubers that I follow, Jessica Ashley and Live Like No One Else, because they paid off their debts over the past week and a half or so. They're debt-free, and I mean, that's just amazing. I followed both of them for a while, and you could just see the look of relief on their faces and this hope there. It's, I got emotional with the right alongside the Live Like No One Else people, as they just broke down and cried as they figured out that they were going to be able to pay. As they did it, and they had their family there, and Jessica Ashley and her husband and their little kid host was hilarious. They had no idea. She had no idea what was going on, and so she was doing stuff, but you could just see the hope in their eyes that they now can do whatever they want with their paychecks. And I'm so jealous of that, but I'm also so happy for them. So I'm gonna link both of those debt-free videos in the little doobly-doo below, and go watch them and thumbs up them and tell them congrats, because it is hard fought and earned and won, and they're so free now. And people like that, other channels like this on YouTube, and hopefully mine, are inspiring like that to people. They're inspiring to me. Not my channel, because it's just kind of me talking at a camera and occasionally playing with my dog, but other people there in this community are kind of what gets us through the rough days. So, also, welcome to my new subscribers, and if you didn't know about Jessica Ashley or Live Like No One Else, which I'm sure you did, because they have way more subscribers than I do, go tell them hi, and congrats. If you liked this new series on budget books, please tell me below, because I am more than happy to keep doing them. I read budget books all the time, and I am perfectly happy to regurgitate that information for all of you so you can decide, hopefully accurately, so you can decide if it's worth a read or not. So, The Automatic Millionaire by David Bach. 4 out of 5. Little penny pigs, budget girl penny pigs. I think it's worth a read. The concepts, I think, are solid. And I've had some good success with automatically having things taken out of my account before. So, give it a try. Say hi below.